screwing up, a huge issue because none of us is perfect. So what's your advice when we screw up? Because it sounds to me like it's inevitable.
Yes, it's pretty close to inevitable. Anytime we're learning any new skill, we're going to screw up. And with eating, especially when we get tired, this happens all the time. So the first thing when we screw up is not to beat ourselves up.
That's hard to do because I know that when I overeat, it just goes into this, shame spiral.
Yeah, so when we fall down, we don't jump up and down and scream that we've fallen down. We get up, we dust ourselves off, and then we keep walking. So that's probably the most critical piece, is especially people that have difficulty with their weight, for example. There's often a lot of self-shame that's already involved in that. And so when they're not able to work with their eating, they can fall back into those habits. But I think this happens to all of us. We say, like you're talking about, I'm a failure, I can't do this, I'm no good. And that just makes things worse. So that's the first step, is to stop, drop it, and see if we can, pick ourselves back up. So it's really helpful to practice loving kindness, for example. So folks that have taken Sharon's course know what this is about. It can be as simple as just really stepping back and noticing that urge to beat ourselves up. And just like when we eat a bunch of food, noticing what it feels like when we beat ourselves up. It doesn't feel that good when we beat ourselves up. And just noticing that, even if we're doing it habitually, at the moment, it helps us start to become disenchanted with that.
One of the things about your entire approach to addiction and habit change and behavior change is that you want to co-opt the pleasure centers of the brain. You think that by doing what feels good, we ultimately do what is good for us.
Yeah, we can use it for good as compared to evil.
And so on this point, when you fall down, what is the move that would help you feel good and not engage in indulgence again?
So I would start with, what does it feel like when I beat myself up? And when I notice that it's painful to beat myself up, then I can move toward not necessarily feeling good, but feeling less bad. So when I don't beat myself up, I feel less bad because I haven't beaten myself up. And at the same time, I can turn toward this and ask it, what can I learn from this? Why did I fall down? What is it about this that I can learn? And instead of seeing it as an opportunity for self-flagellation, we can bow to it as a teacher and say, what can I learn from you? We don't go and yell at our teachers or get angry at our teachers. We thank them for teaching us something. And so this opportunity can be an opportunity to learn as compared to a habit of self-flagellation.
Your point, and we started with this, but it's worth repeating because it's really comforting, is you're gonna screw up. As they say in the addiction world, with which you are intimately familiar, relapse is part of recovery.
It can be, absolutely. And that recovery can become faster and faster and faster. That iterative process can become faster and faster if we learn from every time that we fall down.
It's not unlike what we do on the cushion. When you're on the cushion, you're going to get distracted, and you need to learn how not to beat yourself up too much and to begin again. And I would, correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like not a bad analogy for what we're talking about here, which is not overeating.
It's the exact same thing, I agree.
Starting this course with Judd where I'm going to learn to stop overeating, but then I go out with a bunch of friends and I eat till I get sick. It is not useful to engage in, go down a rabbit hole of useless self-flagellation. The real useful thing is, as you said, to learn from it and move on and hopefully not do it again, or when you do it again, it's not as bad.
Absolutely. The event has already happened, so we can say, what can I learn from this? It's over. It's in the past.
Anytime someone's trying to change a habit, they're likely to fall down. So for example, if I'm trying to learn to ride a bicycle, I'm going to fall off the bicycle many times before I actually learn to ride. So it's normal. Screwing up is a normal part of the process. So often our habit is to beat ourselves up when we screw up. And so we associate beating ourselves up with getting stuff done. But in fact, when we step back and we look at our behaviors, we can see how much the beating ourselves up actually helps versus hinders our progress. Does this actually help us progress? And in this way, we can step back and ask ourselves, is this really the best way forward? If we notice how we screwed up and stop and ask ourselves, oh, wow, I screwed up. That's cool. What can I learn from this? Very different mindset. Again, this is where curiosity comes in. When we step back, we're curious about what happened, we can actually use this experience as a way to learn. Let's begin the meditation now. Sit down in a comfortable, quiet spot. Allow your eyes to close gently. And simply take a few deep breaths, allowing your body to relax. Throughout the body scan, if you notice that your mind's wandered, notice if there's a tendency to beat yourself up over it. Oh, why couldn't I stay on the body? Oh, why'd I get distracted again? Notice what it feels like when you beat yourself up. And notice the results that you get from beating yourself up. What's the actual reward that you get when you beat yourself up? See if you can just notice this clearly. Then simply return to the body. Just bring your awareness to the physical sensations of your breath breathing, whether it's your nose or your belly or your chest. Just take a few moments to notice. When you're ready, simply bring your full awareness to the physical sensations of the toes in your left foot. Just simply notice what they feel like right now. Is it pressure, warmth, tingling, or no sensation in particular? Just be aware of them. Now simply bring your awareness to the top of your left foot. What does it feel like right now? Just noticing tightness, warmth, pressure, or whatever physical sensations are present. Now bringing your awareness to the top of your foot. Now to your heel. And to your ankle. If you notice that your mind wanders, simply notice where it's gone off to. If it's thinking, just note thinking. If there's a sound, just note hearing. And gently return your attention to your body. Now bring your awareness into the lower part of your leg, to your shin, to your calf. What does it feel like right now? Now bringing your awareness into your knee, What does your knee feel like right now? Just resting in an awareness of whatever physical sensations are arising in this moment. And if at any time you notice your mind wandering, just note that as thinking. And then gently guide your awareness back to where you left off. Scanning up into the thigh. What's the mind aware of right now? And now bringing your awareness to the toes of your right foot. What do they feel like right now? Again, just noticing whatever's physically present. It can help to keep the notes to short, single words like pressure, pulsing, warmth. Now bring your awareness to the bottom of your right foot. Scanning into the heel, to the ankle. Scanning into the lower leg. Up into the knee. Now scanning up into the right thigh. And into the hips. What do the hips feel like right now? Is there pressure? Is there warmth? Is there tightness? Is there tingling? Now scanning up into the belly, bringing this kind, gentle, curious awareness. Discovering whatever sensations are there right now. Is there movement? Is there pressure? Scanning up into the chest. Noticing if there's a tendency to think, oh, those are my lungs, or that's my heart beating. And dropping these concepts, instead resting in the awareness of the raw physical sensations. Movement, pulsing, pressure. Scanning all the way up to the top of the chest. And now inviting the awareness to notice the physical sensations at the tips of the fingers of the left hand. And now scanning down the fingers into the hand. Scanning into the wrist. And again, every time the mind wanders, notice if there's a tendency to judge ourselves for the mind wandering. If you find that you're judging yourself, just note that as thinking or judging, and simply return your awareness back to the body. Scanning up into the elbow, scanning into the upper arm, and now inviting your awareness to the tips of your right fingers. What do they feel like right now? Tightness, tingling, warmth, moisture. Scanning down the fingers into the hand, into the wrist, Scanning up the arm toward the elbow. Scanning up into the upper arm. Now bringing awareness to the shoulders. What do the shoulders feel like right now? Just being really curious. Is there warmth? Is there tightness? Is there pressure? Now scanning up into the neck and the throat. Scanning into the jaw and the cheeks. Noticing the teeth, the tongue. Paying attention to your lips. What do your lips feel like? What are the raw sensations in your nose right now as you scan up toward the eyes? Scanning into the eyes and the muscles around the eyes. Bringing the awareness up into the eyebrows. Into the forehead. And expanding that awareness to include the ears. And the scalp as a whole. Just being curious, what does my head feel like? And now that you've scanned your entire body, just resting in a curious awareness of your body as a whole. Whatever sensations arise that are most predominant, just resting in awareness of those. Now very slowly and gently, while still maintaining an awareness of your body, gently open your eyes. And allow your awareness to expand to include the rest of the room. The sights, the sounds, and anything that's around you. So each time you trip up, no matter where you find yourself, whether right at the beginning when you follow your urge, or after you've fallen down the hole and eaten some junk food or comfort food, you can simply note what's happening at any of these moments. You can note what's happening in your body and your mind, thus regaining your balance. In other words, you can simply begin again. This is the end of today's meditation. We'll see you tomorrow.